Hi, welcome to SGT University. I am Yaman Hoda from the Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Today, we will be studying about the basic concepts of timber which is used as a construction material. Timber refers to wood used for construction works. In fact, the word timber is derived from an Old English word timbrion, which means to build. A tree that yields good wood for construction is called standing timber. After felling a tree, its branches are cut and its stem is roughly converted into pieces of suitable length so that it can be transported to timber yard. This form of timber is known as rough timber. By sawing, rough timber is converted into various commercial sizes like planks, battens, posts, beams, etc. Such form of timber is known as converted timber. Timber was used as building material even by primitive man. Many ancient temples, palaces, and bridges built with timber can be seen even today. Now, how timber is classified into various categories. Various bases are considered for the classification of timbers. The most important classifications are: first, on the basis of mode of growth; second, on the basis of modulus of elasticity; third, on the basis of durability; fourth, on the basis of grading; and fifth, on the basis of availability. The first classification is based on the mode of growth. On the basis of the mode of growth, trees are classified as exogenous and endogenous. Exogenous trees are the trees that grow outward by adding distinct consecutive rings every year. These rings are known as annual rings. Hence, it is possible to find the age of timber by counting these annual rings. These trees may be further divided into coniferous and deciduous. Second are the endogenous trees. These trees grow inwards. Fresh, fibrous mass is in the innermost portion. Examples of endogenous trees are bamboo and cane. They are not useful for any structural works. The second classification is based on the modulus of elasticity. The Young's modulus of elasticity is determined by conducting bending test on timber. On this basis, timber is classified as Group A, Group B, and Group C. In Group A, the modulus of elasticity is 12.5 kN per mm square. In Group B, the modulus of elasticity varies from 9.8 kN per mm square to 12.5 kN per mm square. And in the last group, that is Group C, the Young's modulus of elasticity varies from 5.6 kN per mm square to 9.8 kN per mm square. The third classification is based on durability. Durability tests are conducted by forest research establishment. They bury test specimen of size 600 into 50 into 50 mm in the ground to half their length and observe their conditions regularly over several years. Then timber are classified as high durability if the average life is more than 10 years, moderate durability if the average life is between 5 to 10 years, and low durability if the average life is less than 5 years. Fourth is the classification based on grading. Indian Standard 883/1970 classifies the structural timber into 3 grades: Select Grade, Grade 1 and Grade 2. This classification is based on the permissible stresses, defects, etc. The last classification is based on the availability. Forest departments classify timbers based on the availability as X, Y or Z. X represents most common, that is a volume of 1415 meter cube or more per year. Y represents common, that is a volume of 355 meter cube to 1415 meter cube per year. And Z is less common, that represents a volume of less than 355 meter cube per year. Now, let us study about the cross-sectional view of a timber wood used as a construction material. First is pith. It is the innermost part of the tree and hence the oldest part of exogenous tree. When the plant becomes old, the pith dies and becomes fibrous and dark. It varies in shape and size. Second is the heartwood. This is the portion surrounding pith. It is dark in color and strong. This portion is useful for various engineering purposes. This is the dead part of wood. It consists of several annular rings. Third is the sapwood. It is the layer next to heartwood. It denotes recent growth and contains sap. It takes active part in the growth of trees by allowing sap to move in upward direction. The annual rings of sapwood are less sharply divided and are light in color. The sapwood is also known as alburnum. Fourth are the cambium layers. It is a thin layer of fresh sap lying between sapwood and the inner bark. It contains sap which is not yet converted into sapwood. If the bark is removed and cambium layer is exposed to atmosphere, cell ceases to be active and tree dies. Fifth is the inner bark. It is an inner skin of tree protecting the cambium layer. It gives protection to cambium layer. Sixth is the outer bark. It is the outer skin of the tree and consists of wood fibers. Sometimes it contains fissures and cracks. And last are the medullary rays. These are thin radial fibers extending from pith to cambium layer. They hold annual rings together. In some of trees, they are broken and some other they may not be prominent. Now, in the continuation of the cross-section of a timber, let us study about the various defects which is observed in a timber wood. The various defects which is observed in a timber wood is classified into three different categories. The first category includes the defects due to natural forces. The second category includes the defects due to improper seasoning and weathering. Third are the defects which are caused due to the presence of insects such as termites. The first defect are due to the natural forces. The defects which are caused by natural forces are knots, shakes, wind cracks and upsets. First are the knots. When a tree grows, many of its branches fall and the stump of these branches in the trunk is covered. In the sawn pieces of timber, the stump of fallen branches appear as knots. Knots are dark and hard pieces. The grains are distorted in this portion. If the knot is intact with the surrounding wood, it is called a live knot. If it is not held firmly, it is known as a dead knot. Second are the shakes. The shakes are the cracks in the timber which appears due to excessive heat, frost or twisting due to wind during the growth of a tree. Depending upon the shape and positions, shakes can be classified as star shake, cup shake, ring shakes and heart shakes. C is the wind cracks. These are the cracks on the outside of a log due to the shrinkage of the exterior surfaces. And fourth are the upsets. This defect is due to excessive compression in the tree when it was young. Upset is an injury by crushing. This is also known as rupture. Second are the defects due to the defective seasoning and conversion. If seasoning is not uniform, the converted timber may warp and twist in various directions. Sometimes honeycombing and even cracking appears. This type of defects are most susceptible in the case of a kiln seasoning. In the process of converting timber to commercial sizes and shapes, the following types of defects are likely to arise: chip marks, torn grains, etc. Third are the defects due to fungi and insect attack. Fungi are minute microscopic plant organisms. They grow in wood if moisture content is more than 20 degrees Celsius and exposed to air. Due to fungi attack, rotting of wood takes place. Wood becomes weak and strain appears on it. Beetles, marine boars and termites that are known as white ants are the insects which eat wood and weaken the timber. Some woods like teak have chemicals in their compositions and resist such attacks. Other woods are to be protected by the chemical treatment. The preservation of timber means protecting timber from fungi and insect attack so that its life is increased. Timber is to be seasoned well before application of preservatives. The following are the widely used preservatives. First is the tar. Second, paints. Third, chemical salt. Fourth, creosote. And last is ASCO. Now, let us discuss the application areas of timber. Timber can be used for the following works. First, for heavy construction works like columns, trusses, piles, etc. Second, for light construction works like doors, windows, flooring and roofing. Third, for other permanent works like for railway sleepers, fencing poles, electric poles and gates. Next, for the temporary works in the construction like scaffolding, centering, shoring and strutting, packing of materials. And last, for the decorative works like showcases and furnitures. So, today we covered the basic introduction, fundamentals, classification and the cross section of a timber tree which is used as a construction material. In our next lecture, we will be studying about the basic concepts and the fundamentals of one of the most important type of concrete, that is pre-stressed concrete. Keep learning, keep growing. See you next time.